Watch this. Wengam betrayed. Did Adu-Boahene bribe Duncan Williams? Hey, Wengam betrayed. Did Adu-Boahene bribe Duncan Williams? Now, who is Wingam? His full name is Stephen Yenusum Wengam. He's all the way from the Bunkurugu Nakpanduri area in the northeast region of Ghana. What you call Bunkurugu Yoyo. That's where this gentleman is from. But this man here called Stephen Yenusum Wingam, my brother, my sister, was born right here in Accra at Tema Community 4 to Mr. and Mrs. Wengam. He's a very noble son of the land. Now, somewhere in 2022, he contested to become the superintendent, the head of the Assemblies of God Church after several years of experience. He went to school at Temasco, right there in Tema. He was born in Tema. Then he also went to study theology. He has a master's in theology. This gentleman here, he also studied a bit of governance. So the guy is open-headed and open-minded. Now this man here was born in the same month of my birth, this month of September. But he was born on the 19th of September. Oh yes, 19th September, 1972. So he's 2 years older than me. My brother, my sister, he has been overly interested in Christianity and he's dedicated himself to Christianity. In fact, he became the superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, the whole Ghana. Are you aware the Assemblies of God Church is almost 94 years old? And he won the elections. 30,000 delegates and over. So many different people all over Ghana met in Cape Coast. Over 300,000 members of the church all over. In their full glare, they saw this man here called Stephen Yenusum Wingam, elected as superintendent. My brother, my sister, and the first acceptance speech he made, he ruffled feathers. He said, once you have chosen me as your leader, there's one thing that is my biggest responsibility, to unite the Assemblies of God Church. That meant there was no unity. Now, who did he take over from? One Reverend Dr. Yao Frimpong Manso. He had been there as the superintendent for 12 solid years. Now they have a 4-year term period each. After that, you can go in just like the president for re-election. But in their days, the days of Yao Frimpong Manso, they were able to touch their constitution and then he could go for a 3rd term. My brother, my sister, according to him, he was looking forward to uniting the Assemblies of God Church. And then he made it clear in Cape Coast that, hey, listen, you know what? We were the first to start a Bible school right here in Ghana. We were one of the biggest and the most respected Pentecostal churches in the whole of Ghana and beyond. But today, all that has gone down. And we were the first to even start radio evangelism and social media. My brother, my sister, I want to return the Assemblies of God to that era. Has he succeeded? He's done well. So many people love him. The young ones all love him. That's how come Kobna Adu-Boahene became a member of the Assemblies of God Church. But the interesting thing is that the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, is also a member of this man's church where he's a superintendent, the Assemblies of God Church. Not that, because I'm going to be hitting a raw nerve very soon. My brother, my sister, so that is this man. At the time that he was elected superintendent, he was only 50 years old. Today, my brother, my sister, he's 52. And on the 19th, he will turn over a new age. This is the gentleman, Stephen Wingam. My brother, my sister, from the Bunkurugu Nakpanduru area. There's a small village there called Paknatik. Park Natik. That's where he is from. Stephen Yenusum Wengam. And interestingly, he has 2 children. And both children bear indigenous Bunkurgu Nakpanduri names. Unlike some Christian leaders who only go for John, Jonathan, Habakkuk, Zachariah, Haggai, those names supposedly mentioned in the Bible. He has given his children indigenous names, my brother, my sister. So this is the man we're talking about. For a long time, he was the pastor. He was the superintendent of Kobna, Adu-Boahene. And he was at the Cedar Mountain International Church Assemblies of God, right there in East Legon, my brother, my sister, before he became superintendent. Now he and another man are at each other's necks. Who is that other man? Nicholas Duncan Williams. Now watch this. Duncan Williams has so many church branches all over Ghana and beyond. He is not a poor man. But we all know that the rich man, the richer he gets, the better. His biggest fear is when he realizes that his money is going down. Could that be the problem with Duncan Williams? Now let me tell you something that is about to puncture your ego. Kwabna Adu-Boahene, this guy became a member of the Assemblies of God church. He was throwing money in the church, maybe trying to clean his dirty money, according to security officials. He gained the respect of the people. Who is this guy? Every time there's a harvest, he doesn't give 10,000, 20,000. He gives about 1 million and even more. He caught the attention of the people. Some of the pastors started mentoring him. In no time, he became more than just an elder. He was a deacon of the church. He was given the microphone to even preach, encouraging people to do business and to stick to God, because it's God who makes people rich. At the time, he was stealing from the country. He wasn't depending on God, according to security officials. This is the guy, Kobna Adu-Boahene. Now, let me tell you something interesting. When John Dramani Mahama became president of the Republic, also a member of the Assemblies of God Church, yes, Assemblies of God Church, Kobna Adu-Boahene quickly dispatched security officials for his boss, Wengam. His own boys from the NSB and National Security. Please pay attention to this story. That's what he did. Now, when the National Signals Bureau was created somewhere in 2020 thereabout, Kobna Adu-Boahene became so powerful. Nana Akufo-Addo gave him so much powers that he didn't need to, in fact, report to anybody except him, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Listen to this. This little boy became so overly powerful that he did not need to answer to any of his superiors, from the national security boss all the way through to anybody who he had gone there to meet, but he was only answerable to the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So he had his own cells, the National Signals Bureau cells. He had his own people to arrest. He had his own artillery. You know what it means to say artillery? Weapons. My brother, my sister. And this is a man who loves the gun. A man who at a point was said to be behaving like a psychopath. He had security machinery for himself. He could spy on anybody he wanted. And he used this security apparatus, my brother, my sister, allegedly, according to security officials, to spy on Wengam. And because he knew Wengam was so close to the president, anywhere Wengam went, the apparatuses followed him, even to the president. Indirectly, the president was also being spied. on. Security threat. This little boy could sit in his house and watch whatever Wengam was doing in the house of the president because they were close. And he provided security apparatus for Wengam, all in the name of the Assemblies of God Church. When it came out that he was a common thief, he was stealing money, and a psychopath who was bringing down the security apparatus of the nation down and under threat. Remember, he threatened that if they took him to court and they were pushing too much, he will reveal so many national security details that will endanger Ghana. Do you remember? It's like a Hollywood movie. Leave me to go and blow my money. All the houses I have bought, all the girlfriends I have been banging. Leave me alone. If you touch me, I have this button, I'll press it, and everything will go up in flames, like we see in movies. My brother, my sister, when Wingam saw this, he got frightened. He couldn't believe that one of his biggest contributors at Harvest and all that, the man who could preach and speak in tongues, was doing this. But security apparatus showed him a few things about this crazy psychopath. And he pulled back. Adu-Boahene would call him, he would not answer. At a point, he told him, you know what? You are on your own. You are too dangerous for me to look at. And he left the Assemblies of God Church. Listen, he left the Assemblies of God Church without warning. You know where he went next? You know where he went next with his stolen money? Duncan Williams. Duncan Williams. 78-year-old Duncan Williams. He went there. And when he arrived there, he told him, praise be to God. I'm a deacon of that church, but they betrayed me. They did this. Yes, I probably made a few mistakes, but I contributed a lot to the church. This is what I did. This is what I did. Even at this point, this was how much money I gave. Even Wingam himself, sometimes I did this personally for him, including security for him. And probably Duncan Williams became greedy. Greedy, like some men of God. When you see a man of God's big stomach like that, don't take it for a joke. It's full of greed. A lot of them. Maybe Duncan Williams is one of them. I don't know. And you know what happened? He accepted Adu-Boahene. He accepted him. Come. You've made mistakes, eh? You won't repeat them, eh? We'll see what we can do. The first thing he did, with all his connections to the government and beyond, he called lawyer Thaddeus Sorry. Lawyer Thaddeus Sorry of the Sorry at Law. This is the man. He's one of Ghana's topmost lawyers, most respected. My brother, my sister, and told him, you know what? My boy needs your help. Use everything legal to set him free. Deal with it. And Thaddeus Sorry probably told him, let me study the case. And when he did, he got back to Duncan Williams and told him, you know what? This case, Dabi, I can't touch it. It's so bad. My brother, my sister. But Duncan Williams kept insisting. You must do something. You have to do something. Maybe he himself wanted to wash his hands off, but turning around to see the stack of cash and what the church will benefit, church in quotes. Now you must do something, hallelujah. You must do something, holy baba. Do something. I said do something, Thaddeus Sorry. And Thaddeus Sorry ran away. Let him run away. Dash him out. He ran away. Leaving Duncan Williams praying. Bring him. Bring the photo. Quick. Duncan Williams. He left him there praying. Hallelujah. And then he tried to tackle government officials. He didn't end there. He became Adu-Boahene. He, alongside Kandapa and also KT Hammond, have been tormenting security officials, begging, do something, do something, do something. If you know the guy is a common thief, if you know the guy is a security threat, if you know the guy is such a crazy criminal psychopath, as has been said by security authorities, why don't you let him face the full rigors of the law? Is the church now conniving with criminals? And because of that, Wingam is mad. He and Duncan Williams have a very good relationship. Oh, they talk well. They are okay. But Stephen Yenusum Wengam, this man here, has decided to distance himself. If this guy can endanger my security and the security of the president to this point, and you, Duncan Williams, will harbor this guy, then I wonder what I can do. I'm not interested. My brother, my sister, is the Assemblies of God Church, 94 years old in Ghana, versus the Action Chapel's Nicholas Duncan Williams. What will become of this story? We shall track it like a security camera and bring you more information. It's the Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, and here we speak truth to power.